Hello, this is WhiteHotToddy. Well, I thought that I would take advantage of the fact that my hair is really nice tonight to make a video. So, back in 1996, I worked at the Montreal at the Dorval Airport as a Canadian Corps of Commissionaire. And as a commissionaire in the Canadian Corps of Commissionaire, I was a security guard, and what they did was hire me to replace a police officer as a partner to a police officer that would patrol with me at the airport. So the reason why they did that was because they were making some budget cuts and they didn't have enough money to pay for 2 police officers per car, so they could only afford 1, and then they would hire a security guard, and I was one of them, making like $10 an hour to ride with a police officer. One of the good experiences that I had was to escort, well, I don't know how many thousands of dollars worth of what I understood was cocaine, unarmed. I didn't have a gun, and yep, and I had millions of, I would say thousands of dollars. I'm not sure how much cocaine, like bags full of cocaine in front of me, and I couldn't tell you if those people were legit or not, but they all had long hair and beards. So either they were police officers that looked like undercover, bikers, or they were actual bikers. Who knows, But one thing that I do know, though, is we did patrol the airport, and in the private section, or the private area of the airport, I saw that private planes don't go through customs, and actually one day I saw a private plane land, and I saw the person walk out with a briefcase and tied to his wrist, and hops into the green limousine and out of the gate, straight out of the gate. So I asked the fellow police officer that I was working with, and he was about in his 50s. He was close to retiring, and I said, "Wow!" I said, "It's unbelievable. These people can just go through. It seems like there's no customs for them." He says, "Well," he says, "it seems like some people are above the law, And I was like, "Wow!" I said, "Is there anything that we can do?" I says, "We should call and try to get these people arrested." He says, "Well," he says, if you say anything, there's a good chance that you'll get a bullet in the head." He says, "Look, I'm about close to retiring." He says, "I'm not going to risk my life and career, overplaying the hero." He says, "And nobody would, So that's the way it is." I was like, wow. I mean, I couldn't believe that we actually tolerated that there'd be different classes in this world, where if you did own a private plane, that you were above the law and you didn't really have to go through customs. So it was one of the eye-openers, and that's where I realized that there was an international community, and that international community, they made money off either what we call legal goods or illegal goods. It doesn't matter, as long as there's money to be made. These are the people that make money, and they won't allow you to make money. So that's the real reason why selling drugs is illegal, because they don't want you taking away their business, and so I'm pretty sure that that's what's happening. And right after I left the airport, and I was, I don't know, maybe a 6-month contract, I left the airport, it came out in the newspaper that the mafia had been involved with the employees at the airport, and so I see mafia being tied up with big business and politics, and I've been seeing that for a long time, at least since the 90s. So it's pretty sad, and now I'm talking openly about it. I really hope that nothing comes out of it, but it's the truth, and I can't live with lies. I can't I can't just go around and not tell the truth about this. So it's the way it is, and you should look into it. There's a lot of things that are not the way that you expect things to be, and You know, until you scratch below the surface and start asking questions, you won't realize how it is. You know, so I encourage everyone to ask around, and if you see something that doesn't make sense, you know, ask questions and denounce anything that you see would be illegal, that would have anything to do with corruption or collusion, because in a world, in an open society, there's no place for people that act like in evil ways, you know, and or immoral ways. So thanks for listening, and have a good evening, and well, good night.